Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic. So we are playing Historic again. We are playing Mono Black Devotion. So I know that a lot of people have been playing this as well. This is kind of my take on the deck and I'm glad to finally be getting into Historic. I try to stick with Standard while interesting things are happening. With the ban, there's a lot of new stuff with Standard, and typically like this last month before the next set comes out, I'm playing a little bit more Historic and finally getting into it a little bit now right before everything releases. But dude, there are some fun cards here. Phyrexian Obliterator, one of the new ones from Historic Anthology 3. And by the way, if you guys aren't playing Historic, you need to start playing Historic. Historic is the funnest place to be playing. I understand that it's harder to get all of the wild cards for all this stuff and everything there. I'm going to start doing more budget decks, and let me know down in the comments below if you guys want me to be doing more budget decks around Historic and everything, to be showcasing what cards to be, what decks to be building. But right now we're building for fun, and Phyrexian Obliterator is a fun card. 4 mana cost, 4 black mana, 5/5 trample. Whenever a source deals damage to a Phyrexian Obliterator, that source's controller sacrifices that many permanents. So if we're up against the Gruul, so the main reason to be playing this is that like Gruul aggro right now kind of like is dominating the Historic format, and so what we can do basically is with Phyrexian Obliterator, it just comes down as a blocker. If they swing in with stuff, like even if they're swinging in with like Embercleave, if they swing in and deal 10 points of damage to this initially, they have to sacrifice after the first strike. And so are they going to have, you know, enough permanents to be able to still hit in for damage to deal lethal after the fact? It's really hard. So Phyrexian Obliterator is one of the main reasons to be playing Mono Black Devotion in Historic right now. It's such a busted card, just barely came out. It's amazing. The other side of it is that we just have a really good like Mono Black aggro type of deck, or just like a lot of good stuff. So this is a deck that's kind of mixed between Mono Black aggro and Devotion on the top end. So we have a lot of just early game good cards where we want, if we're wanting to play 1 mana creatures, we get a lot of black mana pips on the battlefield for doing that. So I could be playing more like Duresses in this place as well, but we want to keep permanents on the battlefield. And so Diregraph Ghoul, Gutter Bones, and Knight of the Evil Legion are like the best 1-drops in Mono Black. They're amazing. A lot of just damage getting through. If people have a slower start, we're gonna get in for tons of damage, and it's just amazing. Kitesail Freebooter, that's actually a card that's coming back to Standard with Core Set 21. So we're gonna kind of test it out to see how well it does here. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose target non-creature, non-land card from it. Exile that card until Kitesail Freebooter leaves the battlefield. This hits a lot of things. It hits an Embercleave. It hits, you know, Domri's Ambush, Domri itself with the Gruul decks, as well as it's really powerful against all of the control matchups. So Kitesail Freebooter, really powerful card. It also does fly and get in for a little bit of, you know, just like ping in damage here and there, which is great because that's kind of the game plan. We want to get in a lot of damage early game, get them down to like 10 before they get a decent board with blockers and things, and then Ayara, Grey Merchant, Phyrexian Obliterator are all the cards that kind of are our finishers in this deck. And so Kitesail Freebooter really works well with that format. If they do somehow find a way to remove it, they do get the card back, unfortunately, but it's still just really powerful. I mean, this has seen play consistently in Modern even, and so it's a good card in the Humans deck. Timret, basically just 1 copy of this. It has the two pips. Devotion equal to black is really not, or sorry, its toughness is equal to your devotion to black. So being able to have a blocker against the more aggressive decks than us is really nice as well. Where we do have our big creatures for the early game for the more aggro, like we want that aggro plan for the decks that have the slow starts. These also can just be really good blockers for when we just need to be slowing down and playing the slow game. Timret's also good for that. 1 copy is good. Also being able to exile stuff is really nice against Uros and stuff. Yarik's Fenlurker, same type of thing here. It also gets to discard something from their hand, but we also exile it, which is really nice. It is a mana sink. We do have 1 Cabal Stronghold, which you can add mana for each swamp you control. 2 Castle Lifelines, 1 of those. I feel like that was about the right, where we can occasionally once every once in a while, it's gonna give us an extra 3 mana or something like that. So it's gonna be pretty sweet. And so we can just swing in and you know, this isn't a terrible thing to hit in the late game because you can sink mana into it and just swing in for a bunch. Heartless Act as well for removal. I think it's just one of the best removal spells out there right now. It also, being able to remove counters from things is pretty nice as well. I really wish you could remove counters from Planeswalkers as well. I wish that would be the case. That would be way too busted though. All right, Murderous Rider in there because mana pips, it's removal, it's amazing, it's powerful, we love it. Yep. Aura, also just powerful, be able to get in for lots of damage. It's our main like card draw engine here in our deck as well, being able to just dig for our Grey Merchant if we need to. We don't have a ton of card draw in the deck except for that. In fact, that's basically it. That, Wrinkle, and Castle Locthwain, which should be enough, but we'll see. And then Dreadshade. This is a card that came out in Dominaria, which was actually busted in Standard for a while, where there was a legitimate like mono black deck for a while. It ended up getting beat out by the mono blue tempo deck, but 3 mana, 3/3, and then you can just pay black to give it +1/+1 until end of turn. Being able to swing in aggressively, them knowing that you could just turn this into a 7/7 out of nowhere, lets you get in for a lot of damage, or it stops people from swinging in when you know that you can just hold up mana, maybe hold up Murder Strider or something, and just kind of be threatening it. Again, though, Phyrexian Obliterator is kind of the main reason to be playing that kind of slot, and so Dreadshade, I think just 2 copies works well here. Depending on how it does, we might drop like 1 Kite Self Rebooter for another Dreadshade, and just kind of go more the aggro plan, but we'll see. Wrinkle, really good for the aggro plan as well. You know, it does all the things we want it to. It has mana pips, it's great. And then, of course, Grey Merchant on the top end, where each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black. Again, devotion is the black mana symbols that are on the top of each of the cards. I can't really show it here. It's these little things right there. So you count up all of those and you get to do that. Yeah, so anyway, that's the deck. Let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. Before we jump into the gameplay, a quick thanks to Fusion Gaming for sponsoring this video. Be sure to head over to fusiongamingonline.com for all your Magic the Gathering needs. Check the link in the description below. All right, I'm against Summer Troll. Yeah, this isn't bad. We'll keep this. A lot of devotion-y type stuff. All right, so Knight of the Even Legion, pass the turn. Board wipe would be annoying. So I think we go Fenlurker for the next turn, and then we can play Timuret and another Knight. Or we just go really aggro here. I think we do that. So I think we go for the ultimate aggro plan. Hope that they don't have a Deafening Clarion. Swing in. I mean, this is really, really aggressive. If we get to swing in, pump, and they have a slow start. Yeah, that's bad though. Yep, that's what happens sometimes. All right, go Fenlurker. No one should enjoy putting cats in ovens. Exactly. I mean, this is still a pretty good start. Like, I'm liking where this is at. Discovery. This Heartless Act is feeling a little bit dead. I mean, most people are still playing some creatures, though, in decks. I think we're just going to pump with the Knight. Hopefully you don't have removal in response. Alright, down to 14, pass the turn. I would love to get Phyrexian Obliterator. The nice thing too is, like, if they do have just like damage dealing removal for it, it's so good. Yeah, so Phyrexian Obliterator I think is our best draw by far. Grey Merchant does 5 damage. That's pretty decent too. Another Flame Sweep. Okay. Alright, Dreadshade, swing in. Down to 12, pass the turn. I think we have lethal next turn. 7. Let's see here. Alright, so it's 3 to gain 3. It doesn't really matter, so we're just gonna do this one. Whatever. That goes a little faster. They're untapping with Thousand Year Storm, so we'll see if we actually win here. I mean, we might just be completely dead. So, pass turn, no responses. Sit back, relax, and see how this goes. Flame Sweep. X2. Yeah, okay. Discovery. They get to draw a lot of cards. Or draw 3 cards, surveil 6. If we do find Gray Merchant off the top, we still win. So that's nice. What else? Rankle. Phyrexian Obliterator still seems hard for them to deal with. They get to set up pretty well here, though, for everything they want. Alright, I mean, a Phyrexian Obliterator is not bad. They can't really deal with it unless they have bounce, which I've not seen anything for that. But, I mean, we also might just be dead here. We'll see. They have... Yeah, we'll see. Well, we get to chat for a little while. How are you guys all doing? How's life? Have you seen the 1,000-Year Storm in a while? I haven't. Ugh. I mean, they can draw lots of cards, but they're not doing much else besides that at the moment. Really going for the lightning strike. All right. Sacrifice 3 permanents. I mean, that keeps him alive for a turn. But yeah, you're gonna attack 3 more permanents. Ooh, man. See, I'm okay with that. I mean, they must have really good stuff in hand. Pass the turn. I mean, that's the beauty of Phyrexian Obliterator, is that it's just so good. All right, let's go ahead and exile a couple things. Let's get rid of Chemister's Insight. Is it just 1 card? Oh, up to 2 target cards. Oops. Brass's Bounty and it doesn't really matter. I guess Flame Sweep. Oh, come on. Seven lands. All right, Ayara, bring him down to 1. Pass the turn. Thanks. Dude, we've drawn so many lands too. Dude, they still have found everything. All right. All right, has a lightning strike. Well, we have all the mana in the world. That's good. Eight lands. I mean, it's not unreasonable to draw 8 lands here, but I don't like it. Drawing 9 lands, however, that's a little bit much. We should be drawing a land basically every 3rd card, and we're drawing a few too many here. Dude, they're back to 6 lands. So much floundering, doing nothing. They might mill themselves out before they actually kill us, though. That's like our best hope. Yeah, why wouldn't you use the shock to go off here? All right, do you have another Brass's Bounty? Or do you untap? Or the love. All right, this is ridiculous. Nice. Oh man, we have so many good cards. There we go. All right, just in case they have like some sort of counter spell or whatever. There we go. I have no clue how they didn't just go off with their deck. They should have a while ago. It's kind of crazy that we won that one, but I'll take it. All right, up against Mean Vile, and keeping this 2 swamps, but we saw last game how many swamps we can end up running into, so I'm not terribly worried about that. Ops. So I think we're gonna go for the... We're playing in ranked too. This is sweet. Right up against Spike McCreeger. Bring it on. I mean, we're consistently having this like aggro game plan, and they have mono white, which that's the issue, is that mono black aggro does not match up with mono white for the aggro plan. Bishop of Wings, huh? Heartless Axe are pretty nice. I guess no attacks. Pass the turn. We have a lot of removal. If this is Planeswalkers, let's see here. We know Bishop of Wings isn't doing anything this turn, so let's go ahead and just kill Soul Warden. So I think we go Gutter Bones. We get Heartless Act, Bishop of Wings. They still gain life. Swinging a Diagraph Golem. That way, they would, if we kill Bishop of Wings, this only becomes a 2/2, and we can go for the trade. Probably just hold it up. So pass the turn. I don't need to be swinging in too aggressively here. Mono White Angels. Yeah, they're gonna get Baneslayer later. Okay, it's not just Mono White. So probably kill Bishop of Wings here. Angel of Vitality is not too busted without that. So, and we still have another counter spell or destroy spell in hand. All right, so kill Bishop of Wings. They gain life, and then they get to gain 2 more, so 23. Not to 25 yet, though. Kite Cell Freebooter, or just removal here. So Murderous Rider, kill Angel, swing in with both. It's not a bad game plan. We'd like to hit land so we can get to this Gray Merchant and start swinging it in our favor. All right, swing in with both. Down to 20, pass the turn. Bridemate. Nina the Swift End now. Alright, go Dreadshade. We have the pump here as well, so pass the turn. How much life can you gain? Probably way too much. Alright. So we can trade off with Pridemate, but then we lose out on the Gray Merchant. Alright, pass to my turn. Timret's not bad. Alright, let's go Kite Cell Freebooter, see what we can hit. They've only been playing creatures so far. Alright, so they can Oath of Kaya and still get the Kite Cell Freebooter. I guess we take Oath of Kaya so they can't just gain life immediately with it. I guess I could have kept this safe from it though. I don't know. Alright. Timuret. No attacks past the turn. Timuret's a really good blocker for Pridemate. They can Mortify here though and make it smaller. Heliod. Oh yeah. Definitely put on the angel. I feel like. I don't know. Alright, no blocks. Take it down to 13. Land. The land. This is probably our worst matchup. And like, we're not doing terrible. We had a lot of good removal in the early game. They just have done well, finding more and more stuff. Our devotion's at 10 though. Just the land helps us a lot. Phyrexian Obliterator would be sweet. So block here. Do that lifelink, yep. Gain some life. Down to 10. Pass the turn. Alright, well, we get the Gray Merchant. That slows the game down a little bit. Just a little bit though. 12 damage. Swing in here. That's the turn. Yeah, I just don't know how we can actually come out of it. Like, basically we had to hope for no Heliod. I don't have an answer for it. We didn't bring in like Eat to Extinction or Vraska's Contempt. Which Vraska's Contempt would be a good card in this deck too. Maybe we need to be playing that. This Tamarite's actually been pretty sweet. Okay, another Gray Merchant. Yeah, I think that's game. I don't know how we actually pull this off. Like, it's something like Phyrexian Obliterator, but 2 flyers is hard to beat, so I think we're done here. Alright, up against Red Cloak. Up against a Kahira deck, so creatures. I mean, we have Phyrexian Obliterator in this hand, so I'm going to keep it, and we're just hoping that they don't have removal for it. Ah, they're in black. Alright, well, that's a good turn 2 play. This is like the perfect curve now. No Thought Erasure? Like, there are some decks that are just going to be playing no creatures and have Kahira just because you can. You know, why not? Alright, Kite Self Rebooter. Yeah, Kahira is the easiest card in a non-creature deck. Or maybe like you have like maybe an Elemental or Nightmare in your deck. The Heartless Act. That's fine. Dobin's Veto doesn't matter at all for our deck. Karn isn't that big of a deal, so I guess it's just Jace is the only like value card. We're running mostly creatures, so that's a dead card. What can Karn get though? That could be good. Can't think of anything. I guess we just take Jace. Pass the turn. Dreadshade into Obliterator seems so good. Please no board wipe. Maybe it's better to wait for the Obliterator. Alright. Well, we don't get it anyway, so there you go. We just get to swing in for 8. Alright, activate. 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 And activate. Hit for 8. Down to 11. Pass the turn. Nice. Yep, that's what Dreadshade does. They're not scooping. Do I have lethal with Gray Merchant anyway? if they have Heartless Act, this is really annoying. How much damage do I do with Grey Merchant here? So we have 4 plus 6. I think it's better to still pump in here. We may like hold back 1 mana for the Gutter Bones to be able to be played. Seven. And we'll pump 1 more. Alright, they found the Heartless Act. Of course they did. Alright, resolve. That's cool. Gutter Bones, pass the turn. Doesn't look like they hit land. They'd be playing it immediately, I think. Oh, they did. Never mind. So that means that they drew land that turn. Yep, swing in. Obliterator. Pass the turn. They basically had to hit... Oh my gosh, they hit board wipe. Are you kidding me? Dude, they have found everything, and they haven't even been drawing. Alright. Ayara, bring Gutter Bones back to hand and play it. Bring them down to 5. Please don't tell me they found another board wipe. Or counter spell or whatever. Grey Merchant in hand is pretty nice. Light of Promise, sweet. So yeah, I'm really excited for the White Life Gain deck. There's some pretty sweet stuff. Alright, Grey Merchant wins it here. Soul. Does that gain any life? No, okay. Alright, we got him. Sweet. Not too shabby at all. Well, we've been proving that we've done pretty well against the more control style of decks, which is kind of what I was expecting. The aggro decks, and we only ran up against mono white, and I feel like we do a lot better against Gruul, which surprisingly I've not seen Gruul played like at all yet. I know it is like the deck, so a lot of people play decks to get around it, but I don't know. We've not really seen Gruul played much at all yet. We'll go for a couple more games. All right, up against Stilinski, and I mean we have a beautiful curve if we hit some lands. If not, even just getting to Dreadshade is good. So I'm going to keep this. Kitesail Freebooter is amazing. Yeah, I've really been liking this so far. I mean, it does have some downsides if you don't just like completely get rid of the card, but putting it onto a 1/2 flyer is really nice. There's a land. Go Bones. Still haven't run into Gruul yet. This is kind of interesting. I mean, this is one of the fun things about this format as well. He takes the Obliterator. Yeah, it's definitely the scariest card. That's the fun thing about Historic, is that there's a lot of cards to play, and there's a lot of people playing lots of fun stuff. They're also playing Obliterator, and they have it. That's screwed. Alright, we need to find removal and fast. Go Dreadshade. Do I care to kill this? I can bring back Gutter Bones at some point, right? Alright, down to 14. Pass the turn. Alright, Kitesail Freebooter for probably nothing. We get to hold up the trade-off of Friction Obliterator. That doesn't really do much of anything. I think that we just go for Castle Locthwain here. So swing in the air. Like, digging for removal is our only hope, or our own Phyrexian Obliterator to cause the stalemate. We basically have to take this every turn. What's up, say my name? How you doing, man? Alright, I guess I'm assuming you're a man. Oh, sorry. Take 4 here, play Kitesail. I think we pass the turn and we go for the Castle Locthwain, try to find Heartless Act or Swift End. We do get Grey Merchant for the next turn, which is nice, to gain some life and slow the game down a bit. I mean, if they swing in with the Obliterator, we get to swing back pretty aggressively. Oh, they had a spell. You gotta be kidding me. Alright. Ross's Contempt. They gain some life back. That's fine. Yep, swings in. Doesn't swing. Alright, yep. That's fine. Draw a card. So they are playing some non-creature stuff. Deals 6 here. If we find another Grey Merchant, we get lethal. So I guess, yeah, we'll go for Grey Merchant. No attacks past the turn. Back for more. And then it fights. Yeah, okay. We lose. Okay, what's our best chance of winning here? So I'm fine losing Gutter Bones. I'm not really blocking with Grey Merchant, so I guess we drop Grey Merchant. Down to 17. Kitesail Freebooter. Take the Ross's Contempt. Love to be able to play that. Knight of the Even Legion past the turn, taking 10. We can't really draw with Castle Locthwain very well. I mean, these have trample, right? So we can't even chump block. That's such a good card. I don't know why Wizards ever would actually play that. Maelstrom Pulse, okay. Yeah, no blocks. We did have the double pump on the next turn, potentially, so that's interesting. Dang it, they have Varus's Contempt. So we can't play Phyrexian Obliterator without it just immediately dying. So that's game. Dang it, man. So I didn't play the second, what's his bucket? Kitesail Freebooter because I didn't think they were playing as many non-land spells. Anyway, that's fine. That's a good deck. All right, up against Kunamori. Bring it on, Kunamori. A lot of 2-drops, or 1-drops. Up against a Yorion deck, if they don't have Deafening Clarion and we get Knight of the Even Legion pumped up before it happens, maybe we have a shot. If we were on the play, this would be a lot better. Is this just the Jeskai Luca deck? Okay, Grazer. I mean, whatever. Grazer's really good to protect her against our deck. It's kind of sad. All right, Rejuvenator. Would love to have seen Kite Cell there. That would have been sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and swing. Just force the block here because they could mistake. Okay, that's fine. I guess I should have swung beforehand. Okay, Growth Spiral. 4-color. Is this like a Yorion Field of the Dead deck? All right, so I think Heartless Act actually gives us a little bit further here. So hit the Grazer, swing in. If they block Gutterbones and go for the trade, yeah, I mean that's their best swing. That's fine though. We get in for more damage this way, I think. Down to 17, pass the turn. Yeah, Fill the Dead with 80 cards works pretty well. Yep, there it is. Field of the Dead. All right, pass the turn. We still have a shot. That's one of the best things about going the devotion route, is that we get to do a lot of cool stuff here. Phyrexian Obliterator is actually pretty sweet too. We can swing in rather aggressively with it. Yeah, being able to just do damage over the top is really nice. So what's the best draw here? Ayara wouldn't be bad. Being able to bring back Gutterbones, and then we can go Gutterbones, Grey Merchant on the next turn. If we can avoid a board wipe, it's pretty nice. Uro for life gain, Drats. More creatures. Yeah, this seems like a really fun deck. Yorion, Field of the Dead. Seems pretty good. Smalls, what's up, brother? Just casting it for 0. I think you could technically cast it for 1, right? I guess not. Alright, Castle Locthwain. That's not an answer. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a bunch of crap. What can we find here? Getting rid of Golos would be pretty nice. We don't have enough mana to draw something and kill it. So I guess we just start doing damage. Try to string together Grey Merchants. No attacks past the turn. Throw the Knight. Now it can block. Yeah, I don't know how we beat that every turn. I have to go for Shadow Disguise. I mean, it's actually not bad for us. Oh, that's an interesting play. All right, I'm assuming they actually do go for the board wipe here. And so I'm going to go ahead and just kill, only take 2. Especially now that they just get Golos back anyway. So yeah, Shadow the Skies. I'm gonna let myself draw one more time and then I'm probably gonna scoop this game. I really don't know how we come back from here. It's something like Phyrexian Obliterator. So if we draw Phyrexian Obliterator, we have a shot. Yeah, even Murder Strider doesn't quite do it. It slows the game down enough, but I mean, they're playing... That's what they want to do, and they have Uro in the graveyard. Yeah, we're done. Jackson, bring it on. Yeah, this is a good curve. On the play, this is pretty nice. We've seen the aggressive side of this deck quite a bit, so we've not seen this much. I'm wondering if we do want to be cutting out like some of the other aggressive cards for just more value black cards. There's a good chance of that being valuable, or a good thing to do. So we have the Heartless Act to kill whatever Embercleave goes on to. Domri's Ambush is annoying, and it's their best play next turn, actually, if they find green mana. So we'll go ahead and take the Domri's Ambush, pass the turn. All right, we'll see how we actually do against Gruul. With the counter onto it. All right, attack in. We can do this at instant speed, right? So pass the turn. I'm not excited for this deck to get Heroic Intervention. Maybe Heroic Intervention may not be seeing as much play, but what is it? Ranger's Guile. That's the card I'm a little bit worried that we're going to see a lot of. Yeah, we'll go ahead and Murder Strider that. Heartless Act onto the Questing Beast for next turn. Actually, we'd probably just go Phyrexian Obliterator. As long as they don't find Domri's Ambush, even Domri's Ambush, yeah. Obliterator is like perfect here. Down to 18, pass the turn. Dude, it's so good. It's really, really good. Questing Beast. Can you survive sacrificing 4 permanents here? I don't think that you can. Maybe if they keep the Questing Beast, they could have a shot. So I can go Murderous Rider, Heartless Act, and then Grey Merchant for more in the next turn. Maybe hit a land for Diagraph Goal. I want to hold up the Heartless Act here. So Murderous Rider. Yeah, pass the turn. Maybe swinging in there wouldn't have been a bad play to get in a little bit of damage, because we can kind of get them with the... So Embercleave onto Questing Beast only does 1 damage to Phyrexian Obliterator. And so that's probably what they're going for here. Do I wait for them to put it onto Questing Beast? So let's see if they swing in with everything. They still get Embercleave onto the battlefield. I mean, I'm going to kill it. Let's see if they go for the Embercleave anyway. They probably just put it onto like Gruul Spellbreaker here. Doesn't play it, alright. Plays another Questing Beast. I could have played that a little bit better. That's fine though. A Grey Merchant. Down to 8. Yeah, I think we have him. Sweet. All right, that was a great one to end on. We finally found the Gruul matchup, and we took him. Phyrexian Obliterator busted against Gruul aggro. How about that? The questing beast with Embercleave is like the only thing they've really got going for them that could win it there, and we had the answer for it at the time. I played it wrong a little bit, but that was still good. All right, so yeah, overall, Obliteration Devotion. We need a good name for this one, by the way, still, but I like this deck. It's really, really fun. It's fun to play in Historic. Historic has a lot of... The best thing about Historic is that there are a lot of really good decks. Are there some decks that are just like consistent and powerful? The Gruul aggro deck just does a lot of really busted things, and the main reason it's played right now is because you can play fast games and get to the next one if you lose, so you can rank up a little bit faster. But overall, there's still a lot of fun stuff to be played in Historic, and so I hope you guys are checking it out, testing out some stuff here and there. This deck is definitely a fun one to be playing. Phyrexian Obliterator, busted card. It is mythic, unfortunately, so it's hard to get the cards for that, but there's a lot of other stuff in here that's pretty cheap. Like, you don't have to have Gutter Bones for the rare. Neither Evil Legion is worth playing. Dreadshade, Ayara are all worth having the rares for. So I mean, there are a few rares definitely in this deck, but quite a few of uncommons as well. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the video. This is ending for YouTube. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.